Yo, I'm ZayBeWetWet,
This is Kalvy Walvy.
and today we got a special guest on the show. Please introduce yourself.
This is Kurty Bird.
And this is the Hot Tamale Take on.
Cuzos Convos.
All right, so today basically we're going to be going in on an interview with you, Kurty Bird. You know, we created this Hot Tamale Take for a specific reason, obviously, right, Calvin?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm very passionate.
Yeah. Well, we talked about taking some sneaky videos and trying to catch him in the raw when he gets angry, and we got a pretty good one.
So for everyone that's barely new to listening and new to watching, my man Kurty Bird is very, very outspoken and very eccentric.
I don't know if I would say passionate is the word. Maybe a little obsessive.
Maybe a little upset. Nah, just joking. I mean, I'm like that with my Raiders, but my man Kurt has a tendency to get a little hot when he's watching sports and things may not be going his way. And it's not even just for his team.
Right.
It's for just sports in general. If he sees something not going the right way, he seems to lose his stuff.
Almost like he gets as hot as a hot tamale.
Yeah.
Basically.
Right.
Yeah.
So, Kurt, what gives you that type of passion when you're watching sports? Is there something behind it? Were you a competitor back in the day?
Oh, yeah. I ran track and cross country for many years. The good thing about track and cross country is that they cannot, it's a raw sport. Officiating can't really determine your standings in running. You either run from A to B faster than the next man or you don't. And that's where I feel the most angry when I'm watching most professional sports, is because the officiating normally is, in my opinion, a lot of the times it's horrible.
Right. Well, not to mention track and cross country. Not all track, but cross country. A lot of it. I mean, I guess maybe not in the last minute standings of the points, but a lot of it is almost like a self-played sport. So yes, you do have a team behind you, but a lot of the events are solo event teams, and so if you do mess up, then it's not affecting the entire team.
Yeah.
And I think that goes into play too with officials too. It's like you got one guy that does a taunting call, and then it's just like that could have cost you the game.
So rolling into officials and officiating, we actually got a clip of you losing your shit this last 49ers game against the Arizona Cardinals. And it looked like the Cardinals had everything going against them. They lost a couple starters.
Or the 49ers did. Oh, yeah.
They lost a couple starters.
Yes.
They looked like they were basically going to get trampled by the 49ers defense against McCoy. I mean, they were going to trample McCoy. Like people are getting trampled at Astroworld. Too soon?
Right.
Yeah.
But
Oh, man.
I mean, that's a sad subject in itself, but basically you lost your cool.
Well,
Can you walk me through that moment?
Right.
Well, normally, I was a little frustrated with George Kittle fumbling the ball, getting it punched out.
Yeah.
But honestly, that had me like,
punched. He
okay,
got
well, those
punched
things happen.
Setup.
You know,
It was a setup. A
You
setup.
know,
Yeah.
and I was already upset, and then a really, really, really poor call, and then to add to it, it was really late. Like Eric Armstead had already sat down, and they threw a flag. I don't even know.
Oh, so you're referring to the roughing the passer call.
Yes, that was
Okay.
a horrible call. It's ridiculous how they've won. The officiating is just, that bad at you. If you're not seeing it in live game time, why are you throwing a flag after the play is already done, 10 seconds after at least? And furthermore,
What was the actual call that caused the hot tamale to pop off?
the roughing the passer.
The roughing the
That was
It did
Armstead.
seem like it came off way late. I believe both teams walked off the field, and then the ref decided to throw a flag, and ultimately that could have been the changing point of the game in whole, because I believe the Arizona Cardinals went and scored on that drive.
Well, and it was a fourth and I can't even remember what it was. It was fourth and
It was a pivotal.
5,
It was a
fourth and
pivotal
10.
play.
It was a pivotal play at that moment, and for someone that worked their butt off to try to get to the quarterback and then to get that kind of call, in my opinion, it was really bad. But I could see, they say it's at the head and the neck area and things like that. But if a guy's falling forward and you're falling over the top of him, your hand's gonna go try to wrap around him, and he doesn't like pull his neck with excessive force. He doesn't do any of those kind of things. I've watched the video probably 3 or 4 times because I'm like that. I'm eccentric. But the fact of the matter is in my opinion, quarterbacks aren't glass. They're and when I grew up, I grew up with Brett Favre, Joe Montana. These people, like, they didn't treat them like as if they were gonna break like glass. Like, now all of a sudden, the quarterbacks are too valuable.
Now you got $50 million men out there.
Right. Well, to the extent as they had that same amount of money going in before to these quarterbacks, it was just in a different standard. Like $1 million wasn't the same as $1 million today. So I appreciate
inflation.
Yeah, inflation has gotten up, and
so speaking of hands pulling, flipping, let's talk about what exactly was went down in the video as far as. Was my niece in the pack and play?
No. Let's be very clear. Your niece, my daughter, was not in the pack and play. My wife was actually at her father's house. We were.
Would you have flipped it had her be home?
No, I wouldn't.
I think viewers need to know that.
No. I am a very, very committed parent. I will not ever do that kind of thing to my daughter or my kids. But
I was more talking about your wife. But
yeah,
would you have done it
if your wife was home watching you at that very moment?
Absolutely.
Right.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if she's in the room. I've thrown over couches. I've kicked things. I get mad. Now, granted, I will never harm my TV. I've seen people throw things into their TV. I never ever do that.
That's just dumb.
That's like, bro. The TV is where I watch the game, so I'm not going to destroy the thing I watch the game on.
Right.
But, you pack and plays. The pack and play is okay. If you guys are wondering, if you guys are concerned about the pack and play is fine.
I think that needed to be addressed.
Yeah.
And I think another question that needs to be addressed is, I think the viewers want to know too, did you know Isaiah was filming?
I know. I like.
Did you know?
No, I get mad.
I had to secretly record it. So as I'm recording it, I'm basically holding the camera like I'm kind of like on it.
Right.
And I'm trying so hard not to laugh because Kurty Bird is basically circling.
Right.
It walking up to the TV
because we were fishing. We were fishing because we knew we wanted to do this segment, right? So I was at a birthday party. I was texting ZayBeWetWet like, "Hey, that was a bad call." What did Kurty? Surprisingly, he's not too mad right now.
Yeah,
yeah. There was the worst. Like, there's things that okay, I see that. Yeah, he got that call. Yeah, that's fine. But when it's blatantly like changing the game, if it's the one thing I can't stand is like it's 4th and 15 and your guy comes up and sacks them at it's so frustrating. You're watching, you're like, you get all excited and then you're like, wait a minute, no, that's bad, and you're yelling at the TV. And
so
that's usually
speaking of changing the game, we're gonna try to change subjects real quick. Let's get your take on who the top 5 teams are right now at the midpoint of this season. Who do you see maybe obviously going to the NFC championship, the AFC championship, and maybe one extra person might be a pivotal point?
I think I can definitely do that. I mean, giving you the top 5, it would have to be, at number 1, Arizona. Obviously, Arizona's play away from being
really good. I mean, have you seen what DeAndre Hopkins and Kyler Murray have been able to do?
I mean, 8-1 season. I mean,
well,
and I don't think anybody can say not
to the even what you were saying earlier is like for them to go in with a backup quarterback, their number 1 receiver's out. They go into
number 1 and 2 receiver were out.
Yeah,
and their number 1 running back got hurt during
the beginning of the game too. He went out.
Side note,
but
James Conner did put up 3 touchdowns.
Yeah,
as a backup, even though arguably James Conner is
starting material. Yeah, he's starting, but I mean, you're looking at a lot of different different things with them that just I mean, like realistically, and they're one play away from being 9-0. I mean, and in my opinion, one receiver
you're
turns
referring back
around
to the Green Bay. The Green
oh
Bay
yeah,
game?
I mean one receiver turns around, they're 9-0. Like, and
I don't know where AJ Green was looking on that play. Maybe he
Oh.
got a little bit of the old man slump or something, but
I don't
he
know,
looked
man.
completely lost on that play.
It was bad. But I mean they're obviously number one. Number two, I put the Rams. I may be biased in this situation because I'm a 49er fan and I feel that the cards are stacked against us with them. But I honestly have my opinion that the Rams are not number two.
The Rams are arguably number two. I could
have a
see
good
them.
team
I
this
could
year.
see them being number two.
Now at
You
number
know what they're fighting for. You know what they're fighting for. The Super Bowl's gonna be in LA.
Well,
Oh yeah, they definitely want that
That-
home advantage.
home
They want to
advantage.
do what
Yeah.
Tampa Bay did last year.
Yeah, I mean it's that they're that good, and then I put Titans at number 3 because Titans came into their house and beat them, but ultimately I think that especially them getting Von Miller and the things that they're gonna have and further going, the Rams are a better team, but Titans won't have to see them until the Super Bowl, so I think that they're going. Honestly, the Titans, I think, in my opinion, are going to the AFC Championship game because they look. In my opinion,
if
they're
they
that
get
good.
Derrick Henry back, or are
It
you
doesn't
not
even
are you
matter.
not
It
counting
doesn't-
even Derrick
like,
Henry in there?
they're just that. In my
They're
opinion,
just
they're
that
just
good?
that good because they're coached up. It has nothing to do with like their defense or offense. Or they all around are coached very well. Their coach is a good. In my opinion, he's one of the best coaches in the NFL right now. In my
I think
opinion,
a lot of women would agree with you.
yeah. So, and then at number 4, I'd have to put Green Bay. Green Bay is good. I don't think
Never
they're.
doubt that man.
Never
doubt that.
And I'm not saying
Who,
that they
John
couldn't.
Wick?
They couldn't
Yeah.
be.
John
John
Wick.
Wick
He's
for Halloween.
straight
That was
shooter,
Hey, that was a
straight
great
shooter.
Halloween costume, by the way.
Right.
But no, you can't count out Green Bay. Green Bay's, they could be in the NFC Championship if something happens to one of those teams, Arizona or they have to play them before then. You never know how that works. And then at number 5, I have. Who did I have at number 5? My mind just went blank.
Your mind slipped on you?
Yeah.
I believe it was the Buffalo Bills.
Oh, the Buffalo Bills. Yes, the Buffalo
Josh
Bills. They
Allen.
did have a really, really, really
Rough game.
rough game this last weekend, but I don't think, honestly, in my opinion,
Rough might be an understatement.
I mean, they lost to,
Jacksonville.
Jacksonville. But
Yeah.
I think that they were going to bounce back the best, and I think that with Josh Allen, I like Josh Allen a lot, and I think their defense is pretty sound, and their offense is really good when they're good. When they're on, they're on. So, and realistically, the AFC, in my opinion, there's not too many people or not too many teams that stand out. Now, if you could say on the outside looking in on both sides, I would, like, if I had to go 6, 7, and 8, I think I have the Buccaneers probably at 6. 7, I have
It's a pretty low totem for Tom
Yeah,
Brady.
it is.
yeah, and then I have probably either the Cowboys or the Ravens. I switch back and forth on that one. Cowboys, Ravens, they're both pretty good, and I like Cowboys
if
better.
Dak can
but,
stay healthy,
yeah,
but this last game,
yeah.
Denver showed a different side maybe of the Cowboys.
Yet again, I
that
think
some
that
of us
they're
weren't
gonna
ready to
bounce
see.
back. They're going to be a team that bounces back because they have the pieces and they're pretty sound.
Yeah.
They have playmakers at almost every, like you look at them, their backfield, they have this guy. You look at their front seven. And I think a couple of years back or even a year back without Dak when they got hurt, but they were looking really good offensively, but they've addressed some things on the defense that have, made them better. And yet again, I think
There's a lot of
second-year
people.
coaching.
There's a lot of people that will argue that the Cowboys are the best team in NFL football right now.
And I
And then
honestly,
there's people as
they,
people are
like-
saying that. There's other people looking at it.
Yeah.
And that's
So-
that's fans of the
Kurty
team.
Bird was basically saying they have the pieces.
They have the pieces to make it.
And Mike McCarthy is not a slump
I
coach.
mean,
Yeah.
these were announcers on Fox Sports.
I mean, Mike McCarthy has taken his team to a Super Bowl when he was with Green Bay, and he's been to multiple NFC championships.
Right.
And then for him to come over to the Cowboys and have all those pieces and all those weapons, as long as they can stay healthy, I think that team is arguably one of the best in the NFL. And this season, honestly, I don't know if you guys think the same way or whatever, but I believe this season is going to be closer than any other season ever in NFL history, because it just seems like everybody's
even just
so
looking at the stats, a lot of the teams are matched up pretty evenly as far as
almost the whole AFC West is 5-3, 5-4.
Well, and we'll addressing that, I don't feel I wouldn't put any team in the AFC West in the top 10 at all. At all. I can't even. I can't. Well, the reason the Raiders, I can't put the.
We have so much drama going on with the Raiders.
Henry Ruggs situation, I put them probably 9 or 10. But you take away that, and that's such a blow on them. And you've seen it when they were playing this weekend. I just can't. He's missing that receiver. He's missing that guy. That speed, that downhill speed that he.
The Raiders did go ahead and sign Deshaun Jackson, speedster, older though. I don't think he does. I don't think he brings us what Henry Ruggs was bringing.
Yeah,
but I mean, it'll help. It should help a little bit.
Yet again, maybe 11, 12 they're at, in my opinion. I don't see anybody. I mean, realistically, they're the closest race. But, like, if you look at, the Chargers, they're not good defensively at all, in my opinion. And then you have, and these are all my opinions. They're not facts.
Don't quote them.
Yeah.
Don't quote them.
Because they could explode. The Chiefs, have looked horribly defensively.
You're being quoted.
Horrible. Horrible.
You're being quoted.
Yeah, you're quoted. They've been horrible defensively.
This is on the record.
And then when you look at, the other team. Who's the other team in your guys' division?
Oh, the Broncos.
The Broncos.
Teddy Bridgewater.
Well, honestly, they blew out the Cowboys. But I think, ultimately, I think that at the midway of the point of the season, they're not anything lights out for me to say. I honestly think the Raiders could beat them at any given day. I think the Chiefs can beat them, and the Chargers can beat them at any given day. I think that they caught Dallas on a game sleeping, and I don't think they're that great, in my opinion. And trading Von Miller in the middle of your season doesn't help, in my opinion. That doesn't help me think that you guys are a solid team. As old as he is, he's good.
To the Rams,
and they gave that. Yes, to number 2.
So that didn't help anybody in the NFC West or the NFC in general, because that's a bad man.
It does not help
him and Aaron Donald as a duo is disgusting. So basically, the season's wide open, like we've been talking about, and I honestly think that we have a lot of great games to look forward to.
Oh yeah.
We got a bunch of great games on the slate this coming week.
Yeah.
A lot of pivotal games that could basically change directions. Make or breaks.
I think the AFC is a lot more wide open than the NFC. I think the NFC right now is kind of like so much more spread apart, where the top guys are the top guys and the bottom guys are the bottom guys. AFC is actually like wide open. Your AFC West is just right. They're all within games of each other, so it's so much closer on the AFC side of the ball. But anything could happen too. This year's football has been entertaining, to say.
At least. Of course. So I think it's almost time to wrap it up. We appreciate having Kurty Bird on the Hot Tamale Take.
Yeah, guest speaker of the day.
Yeah,
of the week.
So, are the fans gonna love the video that we got, the clip that we got?
Oh, they're gonna like it.
So, if you guys do want to check that out, everyone that's actually just listening to the podcast itself,
right?
Follow us on TikTok,
Instagram
at Cuzos Convos. Instagram as well, YouTube. We're going to be uploading all these videos, all the content, latest content, and just be sure to follow and like, subscribe,
share
it up, comment, let us know what you
friends.
think, let us know what we could improve on, and we appreciate you guys. I'm ZayBeWetWet.
This is Kalvy Walvy.
And your special guest, Kurty Bird.
And we are out of here.
Cuzos Convos.
You gotta be fucking kidding me! What? What is the fucking flag?